Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the TakeOver Racing League for Season 6, Round number 2, the Championship. This is the Belgian Grand Prix from the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and we're looking forward to what should be another action-packed evening of racing to go along with last week's Mexican Grand Prix, which of course was exciting in its own right. C110P fan taking the victory last time out, leading the Drivers' Championship, takes the opening victory of Season 6. So we'll see the perhaps the two Mercedes cars who took the last podium places last week, trying to close them down. Lemon's yet to join as it stands. Imri though in the session. There's Tommy, who made his debut last week, making his way down straight in that Williams machine. A couple more cars on the rest. Imri, of course, finished third last time out. Did very well in last week's race. Finished on the podium, but could have been perhaps more. Could have been hoping for more at the very least. So we'll see just what goes down in tonight's racing. It should be a very entertaining affair, so make sure to stick around for the entire evening. A C110P fan looks to defend that championship lead. We've got a few more cars to be joining our Lemons into the session. A couple more joining over the course of qualifying. Wardy now in as well. So that we should be getting a near enough, or close to, if not a full grid for tonight. So there is Imri then, who of course finished third place last time out. I'm hearing from a lot of the drivers down in the Discord server that we potentially could be looking at some different weather over the course of tonight. We could be looking at some potential rain in the race itself. So keep our drivers on their toes over the course of what should be a very entertaining evening, I have no doubt. We've got a number of new faces after last week. Geekin makes his return. He's driving it in the Alpine full time this season. We've got Irons there in the second Haas alongside BT, and Senna K making his debut in the AlphaTauri. So we'll see just what these guys can do tonight. Here comes Tommy at the last corner then to start his first flying lap of the session. So up towards La Source, turn number 1, of course, birthplace of that iconic incident in 2012 with Fernando Alonso crashing out of the race at the first corner. Yellow flag behind at that last turn. Cars going slow to try and get some space. Down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Into gear 8, potentially looking at around 200 miles an hour up this crescent, and decent run through there, avoiding the curbs and making his way through nice and easy, getting towards the end of this first sector now. Got a car weaving just in front of one of the Alfa Romeos. That's Ben Breyer coming towards turn number 5. Decent first split there. We'll keep an eye on here as we go to this more technical second sector. The first is about almost outright pace with the run through Eau Rouge, just a slight blip in that. Not using any of the curbs so far. Moving over to the right hand side, then back to the left, swinging in. Good exit, and now makes his way towards the next left-hander. Very careful if you get on the curbs, so you don't want to spin out. He's kept far away from them as far away as he can, while still keeping it on the line. So he's done a fantastic job there. Into the next chicane, nice and tidy. Perhaps a bit too far from that last curb, but definitely hitting it on that one. And coming towards that second sector split, we'll see just what he's got in the tank. Tommy over the split line, 1 minute 16.041. And again, we're focusing. Oh, around he goes! A loss in front wing for Tommy. We'll continue this on with Wardy here, who's on his out lap as it stands. If we can, we'll try and get to. We'll go to Imri now, who's still, of course, on his timed run. But unfortunately for Tommy there, to look like such a good lap so far. His third sector, all about outright pace. Just makes his way through. Sweeping over to that left-hand side once again on the exit, being careful not to run wide. Into the final chicane now. Breaking the 100-meter board. Into the corner he comes. Michael sets the first time of the night, 1 minute 42.9. And Imri over the line, 1 minute 43.1. So not too bad a first lap, could be improvement there. Michael did very well last week. And he's currently has the fastest time in the Alfa Romeo. Cheese towards the line for his first lap. Puts himself P3 and went at 43.9 for the two-time champion. See Wardy out on the racetrack as well. It's gone wide there, so invalidated his lap. Let's go right back around and try again. He can start seeing his next time lap, invalidated the first time round. Senna K into third place, 1 minute 43.4. Waiting for the next cars now to cross the line. C110P found out the pit lane on his outlap. His teammate Snipe Hunter just crossed the line. Of course, I saw him on Monday night, regularly on Monday nights in the RDL. Good exit from Rouge here. Look at a very impressive first split. And heading towards that first timing line. We'll see what he's got. We've got a 30.277. It's not too bad a first sector. Already into the pit lane here. He's calling into his first qualifying run. Next car's across the line. Looks like it'll be Imri, who's backed off considerably here. Mike also backed off. Lemon's invalidated, so he's rebuilding his ERS to go again. The reigning champion of the league. 18 points to kick off his championship hunt this season. Mercedes currently topping the Constructors' Championship, but perhaps the Ferrari lineup, which does look strong, perhaps, maybe, we'll see that maybe they don't have their own way the whole time this season. Lemon's into turn 1 now. Keeping things nice and smooth. Down the hill he comes towards Rouge once again. Topping out just about 198 miles an hour on his way up the course. DRS now redeployed. Oh, well over 200 now. It's a very tough braking zone to try and handle. 30.021. So that's a very good first sector. And we'll see what the champ can do in his new Silver Arrow. Of course, as I said, performed very well that first time round. Unlucky to lose out in Mexico. That second safety car restart really costing him. And despite a late penalty for C110P fan, who's just spun the car, he's a couple of corners behind Lemons, but he's spun out there on those medium tyres. No one do too well for those. And Ghost Snipes out the session. So one of the Red Bulls crashing the car. We can see him just there. He's lost control of it. It slammed into the wall. So Ghost Snipes, and that's his qualifying over. So we're looking at a start from the back of the grid during the race. Jacob starts his first flying run here. Of course, finished in 5th place in the last round. Sits 4th in the championship because 4th place was a reserve, if my memory serves me correctly. So under 10 minutes to go. Now, no one topping Michael's time just yet. Lemons has gone 5th fastest. 1:43.8, not the best of times. And you think, what are these drivers setting up for a dry race or a wet race? We'll see if there's any change in who has the edge in terms of performance in the Grand Prix itself. Should we see rain? And if people are putting wet setters on, you could assume that the majority of them are looking at the rain for the duration of the Grand Prix, which could mean a lot of action. Of course, still looking at a couple more cars, and tonight Watson and 10th Cannon, the ones we're waiting on as it stands. Only got just under 9 minutes to join the session and try and get a lap in if they can. Imri still there in second then. On his next time run, 300 of a second up in the first sector. But needs a 10th or 2 in order to really push himself up on pole position. Seneca still sitting there in 3rd. He's validated his current run. Geeking up to 4th. Lemons into the pit lane now in 5th. Cheese up to 6th. BT running in 7th place. Only 7 cars with set times here. So, not a huge amount of time to go in the session. Yellow flags is 2. That is the Red Bull of Jacob, who's slowed completely to allow one of the Ferraris through. We see on SMP fan. He's looking to go 2 for 2 if he can. Last week, after 6 seasons, which was his 3rd TakeOver Racing League victory. The first one coming in Australia in Season 3. The second one last season in Saudi Arabia, exactly 1 season ago at this stage. And the third one coming just last Thursday. We're looking to try and take his 4th here if he can. Of course, the big story remains in terms of the win record for most wins in the league. It's still held by JT. But a couple of victories for Lemons this season. If he takes 4 victories and JT fails to take any, then Lemons will take over that record. And look how close Imrie got that last time round. Won at 42.992. That's just 4 thousandths of a second separating the front row starters as it stands. Lemons disconnecting here. Cheese on his way around through the second sector, keeping things nice and tidy. And Tommy disconnecting too. Tommy still running there in P11, yet to set a valid time. Into the split. He's invalidated there. He was a 10th.5 up. And that would have been enough to put him around P5, maybe P4. Which is currently held by Wardy in the McLaren. Wardy about to reach the second split himself, but I dare say he's backed off in this lap. Yes, he has. As we see Sniper Hunt's come charging at the order days up to P4 now. Let's see Fan set that lap. He's on his way through now. 30.095 his first sector. That's almost as good as Lemons was earlier. But we need a bit more than that. Michael in the second sector looking to try and improve. Imrie invalidated 8 seconds down, so it's clearly backed off. And if he wants another go, he'll want some of that ERS back. If we can get it. Oh, Michael was losing it there. Saved the car just about. But I dare say any attempt to extend his lead on his hand on pole position may have been ruined. Here comes Geeking off the last corner and charging towards the line to start his next timed lap. 1 minute 43.79 is the time for him to beat. One of the best of exits out of turn 1. Ben Grard trying to get some DRS back. Never mind, off into the pit lane he goes. That's the end of his run. 10 cars have been now set time, still waiting on 4 more. Here comes Fan his way through. 1 minute 27.0 is his second sector. So he's not looking like a pole position run in the slightest bit. It would be a valid lap. He's probably looking at about 1 minute 53. Perhaps. Oh no, off he goes into the pits. Hitting the wall, sucking his way in. Lemons rejoining now, looking to try and get high up the grid as he can. Trying to get close to his teammate Imrie. There's Irons here on the track. Of course, looking to beat his teammate first was the first mark. BT 10th in the order right now, when it's at 45.7. On another lap right now. Just going down to turn 1. Just under 4 minutes left to go. And Lemons again struggling to connect here, looks of it. Going in and out, in and out. Geeking almost 2 tenths up on his previous effort. That'll put him onto the second row. If he can improve this last one, he might be looking at a 3rd place start. No, he pulls it into the pits. Confusing as to why he chose to end that lap where it was. Lemons then rejoining. Let's get out there, go on a lap if we can. Cheese on that lap right now. Around goes BT. He may have got on those curbs just a little bit too much. It's cost him here. It's cost him valuable time with just 3 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time for him to set a lap. It's going to be close because he's got to get back round to the line. Here comes Fan back out the racetrack. Struggling a bit here. And Lemons coming back out as well. Imri's still out there. He's looking at another lap. Fresh soft tyres on that machine. Let's get as much time down that main straight as he can. And here he goes on what could be his second to last run. Needs to keep his nose clean. Use the space around him as best he can. And try and put himself on pole position. Look how close that last lap was compared to the current pole sitter, who could be trying to extend that lead if possible. As he comes through to start will be his final lap. Unless he gets around in time for one more. As it stands, if he sets another pole position, if he sets another time close to pole position, then he'll be having time for just one more lap. But just that one. If Lemons makes a mistake, he's got to get back round in time. But it shouldn't be too difficult for him. Wardy through the second sector now. Looking to get towards that split. And off the corner on the exit. Oh, he's 6 tenths up, almost 7 tenths up. That may have to put him in P3 as it stands. He's got. If you're going to hold on to this one, we could be looking at having in the front row start if he can gain another 10th or so. Could pole position, an unlikely pole of that, be on the cards for Wardy. Into the last corner as he comes. This could be a potential pole position time. And Michael retires. He's crashed the car. As Wardy comes to the line, it's enough for P3. But Michael crashing and out of qualifying. There goes Cheese around as well. See, Alfa Romeo may have just lost the car on the exit of the corner, similar to how the Aston Martin has done. That opens the door for Imri now, who's a 10th up. So pole position looking to be in his grasp if he comes off this last corner and towards the line. Yellow flags in front. Imri takes pole with 30 seconds to spare. Lemons is starting what will be his final lap. He's got one shot now to try and beat his teammates' pole position. Fan has got to set a valid time now. Now or never for a number of these good cars. Here comes Irons off the last corner to start his last lap. 10 more seconds. No one else will make it. No more bets. No one's going to make the line from here. Everyone on laps here. Cheese 20 seconds down. His lap is over. Checker flag now falling. Ben Brow with the next car through is a 10th up in the first sector. We'll see just what he can do here. Out the second sector, half a second up. But as it stands, still looking at 9th place. And he needs huge improvement in this final sector. We'll see what he can do. I saw a yellow flag there. It might have been for Wardy. Into the last corner for Ben Breyer. We'll see what sort of time he can pull off here. And Cheese retiring in the pit lane. He's had enough. Ben over the line. Stays P9. Found the next car through. What can the championship leader do? Into the last couple of corners now. This looks like a very good lap. DRS now deployed. Can it be pole position? No. P3 for him. And Jacob goes third. Next car crossed the line. Seneca. Will he come through? P6 right now. P2. On the front row. Lemon stays 9th. Dreadful qualifying for the reigning champion as saw a car go over the line. That was Geekin has gone P7. And Irons slow there. So that's it then. Imri on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. Seneca will start his TRL debut on the front row. Michael there in third. Jacob fourth. Fan and Wardy, a pair of veterans there on the third row. Geekin and Sniper Hunter on the fourth row. And the two champions, Lemons and Cheese, line up 10th on the grid. Well, there you have it then, ladies and gentlemen. What an exciting qualifying session here. As there is your 5th place start to see on 10p fan. Have a look in your top 10 before we go into the race itself. So Imri and Seneca will lead the charge to turn 1. Michael running in 3rd. Jacob 4th. Fan in 5th. Wardy 6th. Couple of old veterans there. Geekin and Sniper Hunter on row 4. And Lemons and Cheese around at your top 10 going into the Belgian Grand Prix, which will start at 7:30 potentially. We'll have to see. Around that sort of time, perhaps a few minutes earlier. So back with you in a few moments' time. We'll start the race. Make sure to stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the TakeOver Racing League Season 6, Round 2, the Belgian Grand Prix at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. If qualifying is anything to go by, this race will not be plain sailing. However, judging by the weather there, I guess sailing is a good word for it. Look at the rain. The heavens have completely opened here at the Spa circuit, and we should be in for what should be a very exciting affair. 22 laps as we look to see who takes the second victory of the season. Can C110P fan repeat as winner? Could we see a new winner? Could Lemons come back from 9th place, take the win, and put himself one step closer to JT's win record in this league? We're about a minute away from the start of the race. So make sure to stick around. If you're new, then make sure to subscribe for all future TakeOver Racing League action. And make sure to go and follow the TakeOver Racing League Twitch as well. So we'll see races split between being streamed here and on the Twitch as well. So to get ready to go then, in terms of favourites for this one, I'd say as much as you can bet on Emery the pole setter, anyone could win this race. It all depends on who has got the nerve to go for those risky moves in the wet, when go for first place when no one else does, and who can maximise those tyres in order to take the win and avoid the chaos that I have no doubt is brewing here. So we get set for action. Moments away now from the start of the 30-second countdown to get this one underway. It should be a very entertaining affair indeed. 7:30 about to strike here. We'll see the admins ready at that one up. And the final 30-second countdown for the start of the Grand Prix itself is underway. What are the chances of an underdog winner here today? Those chances are very, very high. They've got to survive this first corner, the run up to La Source. It's Imri on pole and Seneke, the AlphaTauri debutant, on the front row. Good luck to all our starters here. It's into the last few seconds now before the start. We'll see who emerges from Eau Rouge in front. Let's go to 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix, the second race of the season. It's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Up towards turn number 1 they come. Imri and Seneke side by side. Michael charging through Seneke onto the grass. Michael takes the lead in the Alfa Romeo as they charge through the source for the first time. What a poor getaway from Seneke, who went onto the grass there. But it's down to third place, managed to keep control of things. Everyone nice and clean here through La Source, and up towards Eau Rouge they come for the first time. Behind them, there goes Smoke and Cheese looking to try and take Sniper Hunter, and Ghost Lamp's already out of the race here. Retiree on the run towards Eau Rouge. So one car out and Wardy out as well. And oh, that's a nasty looking jump for him. Safety car deployed just like that. Well, well, 2 cars out just like that. The McLaren of Wardy and the Red Bull of Ghost Snipes. And meantime, Irons got a piece of that as well. It looks like he may have a bit of end plate damage. Michael, they're up 2 places on the start, taking both our front row starters. Geeking up to 4th here, and Cheese has gained 4 places. Fantastic stuff there from him on the start. Of course, this was one of the races in his second title-winning season, so looked him to do well here today. That race won by Touch Me Pope. Of course, there's a number of race victories to his name in this league. Joe has lost some of his places, being Fan here, who's down to P9. It's not the best of starts for our championship leader. Currently going to be under the safety car so early on, and I doubt we'll see any change to strategy. The wet tyres looking like the only hope for anyone here. Short of things drying up, which I'm hoping that later in the race we can get some dry racing as well. So they come now. Michael leading them off the last corner to complete the first lap of this race. See, Irons does have end plate damage there. Number of cars into the pit lane here. Tommy got a chunk of that. Ben, Brian, Lemons both in as well. So 4 cars into the pit lane. Mercedes crew getting right to work on the champion's car. Front wing change in the offing and put on a fresh set of wet tyres. Same situation for all 3 of these guys here. And Michael disqualified, the race leader disqualified by ignoring yellow flags. What's happened here? And he may have potentially passed the safety car. Wow, all of a sudden, just like that, Michael out of the race in what seems to be incredibly odd circumstances here. For ignoring yellow flags, what we're told. We didn't see it, so we won't pass on what happened there. Down to 12 cars now. We're being told that he wasn't looking, so he may have just missed a safety car there. So I'll assume that to be the case until we hear a word otherwise. But Imri then takes the lead. And yeah, there it is confirmed. Yep, he did drive past the safety car there. Thought it was further up the track. And just like that, another car out of the race. So Imri, Seneke and Geekin now your top 3. That's unfortunate for Mike after such a brilliant start there. He took both those front runners before La Source. Those 2 now back in their original positions. And the last few cars now rejoining the back of the train here, which should hopefully we'll get back to racing in a moment's time. Irons catching back up. I dare say we'll get a start here. May have to go one more lap on the safety car. Well, as I say, it's anyone's guess as to who comes out on top today. If Emery can maintain control, I'd say he's got a good chance, but control in full wet conditions is almost unheard of for a lot of drivers. So 12 cars left into the race. And 20 laps still to go. So a number of cars to keep our eyes on here. C110P from back up into 7th place. So he's gained a couple of spots there. BT just behind him. Of course, Cheeseman getting the most spots. He's gained 5 of these opening 2 laps. So he's done quite well. Of course, 6 points and scored last lap from his 7th place finish. So we're waiting here just for the safety car to come all the way around. We're going to get going again. So we go through the full order then. Emery leads, Senna Kane second, Geekin running in third, Jacob fourth, Cheese in 5th place, Snub Hunter in 6th, C110P fan 7th just behind his teammate, BT 8th, Lemons down in 9th, staying consistent, only driver to one of the few drivers to stay consistent with their starting position, and Tommy now rounds the odd top 10. Irons 11th and Ben Breyer down to 12th here. Not sure what happened just then. But we be getting let back around these this Haas here just to be safe, but it may have been considered a legal overtake. So Emery then will lead us back to the restart when the safety car pulls in. Waiting for that message from race control, and there it is. Safety car in this lap, getting back to racing on lap number 4 as the Aston Martin safety car peels off up the road. And it's Emery who will lead us away. Now, I dare say he can be looking to go before that last chicane. And we get back underway now. Senna K sticking right with Emery here. About to go underway once more. And Emery here pulls away, perhaps not the getaway he might have wanted, but moves over to break the toe immediately. Senna K moves with him. We're back on the way here on lap number 4. You see Alfa looks to the inside, breaks earlier, try to go slow in, fast out, but may lose out to Geekin. It's Emery one's wide on the exit. And here comes Senna K on the right hand side, looking to try and move into the lead. And there he goes on his TakeOver Racing League debut. Senna K into the top spot. Well, the rookie leading the sophomore here, as Geekin looks to try and attack as well, looking to try and take 2nd place if he can. Found to 5th here. Jacob chasing, fan chasing Cheese, looks to the outside there, going into turn into the right-hander. Side by side, these two crafty veterans of the league, and Jacob looking to try and counter on the outside if he can. Snipe Hunter's lost out massively here. He's going to try and get those places back if possible. Cheese gets away with 4th place for the time being. The top 3 really getting away here. Senna K then leads by half second over Emery, and then Geekin in 3rd place, about a second separating the top 3. So 1.2 to be exact, as the AlphaTauri is getting away here. Away by a good margin. He's doing a fantastic job there. It's been a very impressive start to his debut so far. Front row in qualifying, taking the lead in this restart. Emery want to try and stay with him though, but his job will be a bit harder. No DRS to overtake with the wet weather. Yellow flag, and that's Tommy around. Sorry, Tommy's all okay. Any damage on these cars? Lemon's still running back there in 10th place now. And there goes Ben Breyer trying to take him. The champion not having the best time. He's run wide onto the gravel. So things have not gone well for him at all here. There's still a lot of race to be done. Seneca then begins lap number 5. 8 tenths clear. Sets the fastest lap in the process. We're about 8 tenths back into turn 1. C110P fan close to cheese here. Good exit is what the Ferrari driver needs. Jacob to the inside, Sniper Hunter gets the place off the Ferrari. So 2.5 seconds back to the 2 Haas cars. Sniper Hunter's going to come back at him though. Into Eau Rouge they go. Backs out of it. Takes the smart way out. And looking for a good exit to try and counter and get P6 back. Battery on the Ferrari being used here. The Red Bull also using his as well. Jacob and Sniper Hunter side by side towards the right-hander. Down the straight they come. The Belgian fans roaring them on. Who's last on the stoppers? It looks like it's going to be Jacob who's just about to get to the edge here. But there goes Sniper Hunter through on the inside. They're still side by side. This is scintillating racing. And there goes Jacob holding on to the position. Fantastic stuff here between those two. Sniper Hunter's not finished though. Might look back to the inside. But it's not worth going for it. He's looking around trying to find some form of opening. But no luck for him right now. He's got to stick close to the back of that Red Bull. In the dirty air of that Red Bull RBPT powered machine. And hope he makes me happen here. Now, top 3 have really spaced out now. Seneca leads by 1.2 seconds over Imri. It's a further 1.3 back to Geekin. Another 1.2 back to Cheese. He's got a rearview mirror full of fan here. 2.3 back to the battling pair of Jacob and Sniper Hunter. Are still going at it here. The Ferrari trying to find some form of opening, but nothing for him right now. Jacob is just too defensive. Defensive driving at this point knows no bounds this early on in the Grand Prix. Perhaps a bit of a skid there. Oh, that was very, very close to the barrier. That could have been race over for him. It would be an inch closer on that left-hand side. But he's kept it under control and holds on to P6 by a small distance to Sniper Hunter, to be hard pressed to try and go for a move into this last chicane, but might close in enough to make it happen. So look to the outside. Jacob defending underneath. Trying to switch over. Seneca again sets the fastest lap. 2-minute 1.06. And Jacob remains in P6 and BT now closing in on them in the Haas. Could we see a third car enter this fight for the 6th spot as Jacob still defends inside? Sniper Hunter's trying to look to his inside the exit. And there he goes, looking to the outside, the inside, sorry, for Eau Rouge. And Sniper Hunter gets through this time. But he's lost a lot of time here. He's 4 seconds back now from his teammate, who's still trying to take on Smoking Cheese. And look at that, 2.2 seconds now for the race leader up in front of Imri. Fantastic driving so far. Just keeping things under control right now. So absolutely brilliant start to this race for the AlphaTauri driver. Oh, I mean, from what I'm looking at here, he's a reserve, so he won't get the points. But the respect to go out in your first TakeOver racing outing and win is something we haven't seen since Touch Me Pope back towards the end of Season 2. The first of those coming at a warm Silverstone circuit. And Jacob falling out the order, he's spun out. There goes the Red Bull of Jacob around. No damage done to that Red Bull machine. He's got to reverse things, turn it around and get himself moving again. But that'll spell the end of what was a very entertaining battle with him and Sniper Hunter. Oh, and there goes, oh, Ben Breyer. Off the racetrack and out. And the safety car deployed once again. A nasty looking shunt there for Ben Breyer. Smoking Cheese sees his chance, jumps into the pit lane. He's the only driver who's done so here. Actually, no, we see BT into the pit lane as well. Cheese in from 5th onto a set of intermediate tyres. The rain map starting to dry up a little bit. BT is in. Lemons is also in, but for another set of wet tyres. And BT with no front wing on that car. Fresh set of wets and a front wing going on too. Now, the decision from Cheese. Was that a tactical blunder? Or does he know something that we don't? And Jacob now out as well. Jacob may have just retired in the pit lane or down the main straight. Not sure what's happened there at all. He's brought back an end to his race. We're down to just 10 cars now. So as it stands, everyone who reaches 90% will score points, regardless of position. It's been a crazy race so far, but already down to just 10 cars. C110P fan now 4th. Thanks to Cheese to stop. Decisions we want to these intermediate tyres. Does that mean the rain is drying up to some extent? Tommy's behind them there in the 8th spot. All this chaos, and we're just 7 laps into this thing, so a long way left to go. Senna K's lead then cut down, and I doubt he'd be too pleased with it. Now we'll see what the leaders do here in terms of strategy. Will they stay out on these wet tyres for a bit longer, or will they pit to go on to winters like Cheese did? We'll have to wait and see here. In terms of gap, Cheese is about 20 seconds back from the lead. So here comes Senna K into the pit lane. But what will he choose? I'm thinking another set of intermediate tyres is on course. Imrie stays out. Geekin also stays out. And those are green walled. Senna K making the choice, pitting from the lead. And sorry, no, I was on to another set of wet tyres. And I thought I saw green, but apparently I'm colourblind, so. And then Senna K emerges back out on the racetrack then. Fresh set of wet tyres in that car. BT in as well. Back in after that front wing change from last time around. He's got a 5-second penalty here for speeding in the pit lane. Is another wing change required? Nope. But he is changing onto an intermediate set. So, mixed strategies here. Senna K emerges back in the pit lane. He's in 5th place now. So, once Lemons and BT catch back up, we're able to get back to racing again. That could be a lap or so. So then, lap 8 of this Grand Prix. Got 14 laps to go. A long way from home at this stage in the race. But it does look like the rain is easing off to some degree. And the sun will eventually hopefully be trying to peek out from behind those clouds. And that's when we'll get some racing. So down to just 10 cars now left in this race. So points for everyone who finishes. But everyone will want that maximum 26. The fastest lap currently belongs to Senna K, who will now provide that he scores points. Sorry, provided he finishes the race, will have that point and holds on to the fastest lap too. Now a lot more cars in. Could we see some more intermediate tyres? Yes, we will. Fan is in. Inz's on that car. Cheese back into the pit lane. Here comes Sniper Hunter in behind his teammate. Track position, not too much bother here. Inter's on that car. Senna K, another set of wet tyres. A former race leader making a change different to the rest of the pack. And now, looking at a set of wet tyres. What is the plan behind that? So Imri now has the lead. Geek in second. Irons now in third place. Tommy fourth. Lemons in fifth. I think these guys are going to try and ride it out on those wet tyres until things dry up and then go to dry tyres to the end, provided it dries up. So far, so it's been nothing short of pandemonium. It's Cheese with the last car to catch up here. Okay, with a major problem here. The safety car is coming in this lap, which most likely it will. And if it is getting dry in the top 6, or the top 5 rather, it could be in serious trouble, plus Senna K. In terms of position change in this Grand Prix, the driver's gaining the most now is actually Tommy, who's embroiled in a collision of some form in the first lap. So we're up 11 places, and Irons second with 10 places gained. However, as it stands, he's been disconnected and won't let him back in the lobby right now. So could be in trouble. So safety car comes in this lap. Imri now back in control. The original pole sitter. Sorry, no, yes, the original pole sitter. And Geekin now right behind him. 2 drivers in their sophomore seasons in this division. Irons in third, making his debut. Tommy in his second race. Lemons, the reigning champion. 2 veterans in Fan and Smoking Cheese in the back of the pack to come forward as the weather dries up. The Aston Martin safety car will make its way back down into the pit lane. And Imri trying to get away ready. Oh, that's a poor restart from Imri, and Geekin has really stayed with him. We're back on the way. He looks to the outside, going towards La Source. Geekin now moves into the lead, but Imri right with him on the inside. Late on the brakes, almost goes straight on there through turn 1. On the exit, runs wide. There goes Geekin, moving into the lead. Everyone's gone wide behind them. Lemon holding on to 5th here. Tommy now stays in 4th. Irons 3rd. But Geekin in the lead and pulling away very quickly. It's the second time that someone has taken the lead from a restart here. Imri will try and get that back as quick as he can and hope that what happened last time doesn't happen again. The idea, like Senna K pulling away last time round, but he's got a rear mirror out now of C110P Fan, who's looking for 8th place back. Senna K trying to close in on Fan's teammate Sniper Hunter. Look at the outside for a split second. Thought better, it stays in line. BT holding off these cars here, doing a fantastic job of it. Second back from Lemons in 5th place. They're top 5. Top 5 trying to get away here as best they can. Irons now 1.3 seconds back from 1.5 now from Imri. And Tommy right behind him. So Geekin leads them, and now 8/10 as Senna K gets around Sniper Hunter. A side by side for the left-hander. That's very close to potential Senna K losing the car. I thought I saw a bit of a wobble on the AlphaTauri, but it looks like he's gotten away okay. The Sniper Hunter and C110P Fan, along with Cheese behind him, are going to want to chase him back down. I dare say, if anything can be learned from the Jacob fight earlier, Sniper Hunter won't give this one up too easily at all. The car running wide though, looks like it may have been Lemons up the track slightly. Looks all okay. Imri back into the lead here. We've missed the change, unfortunately. Apologies there. We've missed the change, but Imri back into the top spot. But I dare say, Geekin with this pace might come right back at him back here. Into the last chicane they go. Trying to stay close to Mercedes like he did last time round. Lemon's still there in 5th. Not really getting what he needs on his teammate right now. As it stands, I'm thinking Imri will have the championship lead. Oh, and that's a bit of a tap there from BT through turn 1. Tap in the back of Lemon's car, but looks like he's all okay. No damage to either one of them. But I doubt Lemons will be too pleased. Nearing the halfway stage now of this Belgian Grand Prix. There's still a lot of action to come here. Cheese a penalty and BT with a penalty as well. 5 seconds to his name. So 2 cars with penalties at stand. There goes Senna K to the inside of the Haas. Gets clear of him. Job done. That top 6 now. All on wet tyres. Was the decision to go on to Inters the right call, or is it too soon? Imrie still leads Geekin. Irons running in third. Tommy trying to find a way around him. Seneke now closing on the champ. Lemons yellow flag, and that's Geekin out of the race. Virtual safety cars out here. Oh, Cheezy was losing it too. What happened to Geekin there? Is running so highly in this race, up to second, briefly leading a lap or two ago. And now out. 9 cars left in the running. Unfortunate for the Alpine driver. So Imrie now the big lead here with no safety car, or no false safety car to hamper him. He's got 4.1 seconds as there goes Tommy charging off into the pit lane here. Anyone following him? BT follows him in. Cheese stays out there. Waiting for the green flag to come back out. So Tommy now onto what I assume will be a set of intermediate tyres. I don't think we'll have enough time in the race for things to dry up properly. So Ends could be the right call now. He's making a change. And now there's just 4 cars left in this thing. Still on those blue wet weather tyres. I found this on the web. And series starting again as it has done both weeks this season now. Green flag now back out. Back to racing on lap number 12. And Imrie 3.5 seconds clear. As Senna K and Lemons go side by side. Lemons cutting across the track there. I'm not sure what's happened there. Was that an illegal overtake? Has he got away with that? Senna K want to get back around him as quick as he can here. Those so wet weather runners. 3 of them on inters, 4 of them on wets. Senna K closing right back in on the champ. But not close this time to go for a move. Look how close he gets though on the exit. Lemons, oh, losing the car a little bit. May have been tapped ever so slightly by the AlphaTauris. C110P fan passes Sniper Hunter. The championship leader trying to defend that lead as best he can. As of right now, is losing 10 points. So it'll be tie game right now between him and Imrie. No, it won't. Sorry, my maths is terrible. Imrie will be 5 points clear in the championship. Lemons going around the outside, trying to hold off Senna K. And Fan might try and get involved too. Look at him thundering through that third sector, separated by nothing. Contact between the pair of them. Senna K falls back into line. Will come back at him on the outside, and potentially, if he gets enough for run, will there be a move to the inside in the final corner? Lemons doesn't defend that inside line. There goes Fan around, goes trying to go through upstairs here. Lemons all the way across the track. Senna K back into third as Irons comes into the pits. This is now the race for second. Down the main straight, Lemons goes charging through the champion, looking to try and take on the rookie through turn 1. Cheese around the grass on the outside. Running way wide through the source. 5 cars all going for P2 here. What fantastic racing this is. I dare say for the moment Lemons has it. Not the best of exits though. Out of her rouge. Seneca goes charging back through on the left hand side. Dead even between the pair of them here. Nothing separating the Mercedes and the AlphaTauris. They come towards the braking zone. Very tight between them. A bit of contact. Lemons may have had a bit of a wobble there. And there's a contact again. And Senna falls out of the order. And they're not falls out of the order, but still on the outside there. And Fan's gone through. And there goes Senna onto the gravel. And losing the car right then and there. And Cheese looking for third. Now looking for second. Off of Lemons. The two champions now side by side. Seneca down to 6th place. And Cheese gets through for 2nd place. But Lemon's still there. Contact again. Fan trying to find an opening. Sniper Hunter just behind him. What a fantastic race this is. Side by side towards the chicane. Who comes out in front? Lemon's a bit too deep there. Cheese on the outside, on the inside, that'll be the outside for the left-hander. Lemon's falling out of favour. Cheese into 2nd. BT with the penalty. And Imri's out of the race. Imri crashing the car. And all of a sudden, Cheese into the lead as the safety car comes out. The race leader, Imri, now out just like that. What a chaotic lap that was. And Imri, who I assume may have lost the car, the exit that last right-hander going into the 3rd sector, becomes the 7th casualty of this race. Cheese dives into the pit lane. Lemon stays out again. Seneca in. Now, will he be looking at inters this time? If he does, Lemon's will be the only car out on the racetrack with those wet tyres on. Seneca in. And intermediate tyres finally going on that car. Finally making the choice to go on to the inters. He's got the freshest of the field alongside Cheese, who was leading but now down to 5th. Well, well. Lap 13 may go down as perhaps the most chaotic of this Grand Prix and of the season so far. A very entertaining battle, unfortunately ending in tears there for a number of cars. Seneca down to 8th, Imri out of the race completely. Imri could have had that victory he's been craving today. He's had to wait just a little bit longer on what could have been his day. The track, I'm being told, is drying up, so we are definitely looking at inters for a lot of these cars, but Lemon's still staying out. Lemon's going to try and go to the end, I feel, on these tyres. Short of another safety car, but if he gets any drier, he may just get eaten up by the pack behind him. It's been a brilliant race here tonight. I do hope you've enjoyed it so far, but make sure not to go anywhere, because this race is not over yet. There's still 8 laps to go in this thing, and it could go anyone's way. Any car in this top 8, in all honesty, could win this race. But any of those 8 cars could find themselves in the wall just as easily. We've seen a number of great contenders out of the race over the course of this one. Imri, Geekin, Wardy, Michael at the start and disqualified for going in front of the safety car. An unfortunate mistake for him. One he's had to live with here. Because it's a very chaotic opening lap. Ghost Snipes out of the race after what we believe was contact with Tommy. We won't confirm that until we get further clarification. And for all the full wet Belgian races I've seen in my time commentating, this has been by far the most intense. And on to lap 15 now. There'll be 7 laps to go. And we get the green flag here, so we're looking for what will be a wet weather shootout. I dare say it won't dry up enough for the pack to change onto a set of dry tyres at all here. It'd be a big risk taking on soft tyres at the end of this one. Unless it dries and we get another safety car, because no one's going to lose track position now. Lemons then, the reigning champion, now in the lead. The C110P fan, last week's winner, and his teammate Sniper Hunter right behind. Tommy in 4th, he's been just sitting around there, biding his time, waiting for the opportunity. He's getting 11th place in this race. Started in last place, up to 4th here. He's been running here throughout the entire race, more or less. Initially chasing BT, now he's chasing the 2 Ferrari cars. And it could still be his day for either a podium or a race win. So we're just waiting now for that crucial restart that will decide everything in this race. It's all still to play for. Points are on the line for everyone who makes it to the 90% mark. Imrie has been the controller throughout this race. I guess his tyres might have just had enough. Speaking of tyres, they're the choices for everyone in the field to get back to racing in the safety car in this lap. Several major players having been taken out of this race. And now we have two champions in the top 5. Last week's winner looking to try and defend his championship lead. A win here for Lemons will tie him at the top of the championship with Fan, potentially take it outright depending on Fan's result. Sniper Hunter there in third, looking to try and take away a podium or an unlikely victory. Tommy trying to go for his first win in the TakeOver Racing League, as is Irons, BT and Senna K on his first start. Cheese there looking to try and return to the limelight with a victory. It's everything still to play for in these 7 laps that will decide this Belgian Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere. This is about to get very, very tasty indeed. Lemons controlling the pace here. We're hoping the ghosts of last week in Mexico don't haunt him here at this last corner as he gets back to racing on lap number 15 as soon as he chooses to go. And there he goes, getting away. That's a brilliant getaway this time. And I dare say it'll be the first restart where the race leader doesn't lose out. But Tommy's going to lose out here, going towards turn 1, 3 abreast into Lasor. Snipe Hunter to the inside, trying to take away third. Tommy runs way wide on the exit. BT almost forcing out. They had nowhere to go. Tommy rejoining in 6th place here, just in front of the 2 Haas cars. Perhaps a bit of contact there between them. BT looking to try and move in through Eau Rouge. Tommy gets a 3-second time penalty here. Both cars off the track. And there goes Irons trying to get involved. But down to 8th place now and falling away. Lemons then leads things on lap number 16. 8 tenths clear of Fan. They played the restart to an absolute T there. If those were the tyres to do their job, I dare say he's still got a very good chance to win this race. But if things dry up anymore, the Inters will have their say. It's Fan and Sniper Hunter, then Cheese, who may have got a bit wide there on the entry. And Senna K looks to try and take advantage if he can, but not quite close enough to stick a nose inside. Tommy defending from the 2 Haas cars now. He's 2 seconds off of Senna K. That top 5 really pulling away from the rest of the field. The 3 remaining cars in the field, I should say. Irons trying to take BT. No luck for him. He stays in 8th place. The gap now closing. Fan and Lemons close together now. Look how much time Fan just gained there through the chicane. Yellow flag, and that's Irons and Tommy who've made contact, and around goes the Williams car. Recovers it, gets going again. A yellow flag, and oh, there's contact between the Ferrari and Smoking Snipe Hunter and the Smoking Cheese Aston Martin. Front wing on Snipe Hunter completely gone, and I dare say his chances of a decent result as well. We stay green here. A C110P fan looking at Lemons, looking to avenge his teammate on the exit. Fan sets the fastest lap. Senna K sets it for himself. Senna K back on the podium, has that fastest lap point back now. And I'd say now, only 3 contenders in the shot of this race. The Haas cars, perhaps a bit too far back to challenge, but it could still change. A 3-horse race position, but Senna K is losing time fast. These 2 crafty veterans of the TakeOver Racing League. Fan looking to try to take over the lead from the reigning champion. I'm saying Lemons is a veteran, it's only his 2nd season, but regardless, he's driven like a champ here today. Coming back to the field, but Fan goes one bit better on the inside and moves into the lead, but Lemons still there with him, and Senna K coming right back and come back at him. Looking to the inside on the run towards the right hand. If he can stick a nose inside, he might be able to get it. Lemons goes way wide, goes practically straight on. And Seneca into second place now. Lemons with a penalty, and that will not help his case at all. Fan, only one of these league cars without one. And Fan, who of course last week had a penalty of his own in Mexico and had to pull a 3-second lead in the closing laps in order to take that victory, now has 2 cars behind him with penalties and doesn't have to worry unless he gets one of his own. In which case then it's all even Steven again. But keep an eye out here, potentially for Irons, who could sneak a podium finish if he can stay close enough to these cars in front. But Cheese is closing on too. Several cars with penalties. Cheese trying to come back at them. 7.2 seconds back with 5 laps to go. Lemons 3 seconds back now. Really struggling on those wet tyres, which I dare say may have just about done their distance. And BT closing in, looking to try and take third. He's got a penalty of his own now. Another one now. 6 seconds for him. And that'll give the position to Irons, who's currently being passed by Cheese. Fan then leads. Cheese into 5th place now. But still 7.4 seconds off the top spot. Behind them now. There is Cheese into turn 1. Tommy and Sniper Hunter both further back here. I say his positions are more or less set short of another safety car. And Fan just has to control things now. He's a second clear of the AlphaTauri, who has fought so hard and so well to stay up in the fight today. As Cheese gets another penalty. And now it's all fair game between Cheese and BT in front of him. About 2 seconds separating them right now. And BT closing on Lemons. Those wet weather tyres have done it. He's got to stay in the game as best he can now. BT's going to look around the outside. Doesn't quite get in there. Closing in. Or trying to close in on the Mercedes. There's contact. And around goes the reigning champion. BT giving just the lightest of taps there to Lemons, who now spins out down to P6. And may get caught by Tommy as well. The race for a podium now over for Lemons, who will only struggle further on those worn, defeated, full wet tyres on a drying track. And Fan looking for another victory. Cheese now right at the back of BT, looking to make a move here. The hash car defends the inside into that final chicane. Cheese is going to try and switch back on the outside and then go back to the inside on the exit. A good exit wasn't even, he gets one, pulling alongside the Haas as Fan sets the fastest lap once again. Cheese now into 3rd place and looking to chase down what is a huge gap to those 2nd place car. He's gone wide through turn 1. BT goes back through on the switchback from Cheese. Fantastic stuff there. And there goes your 2-time champion of the league, back into 3rd place. It's a monumental gap to close to those 2 leaders. And short of a late safety car, I dare say the majority of these positions are all decided. Sniper Hunter now sets the fastest lap. So he's going to nick that one off of Senna K. Be another point going towards Ferrari's Constructors' Championship bid. So Fan with a big lead. 1.8 seconds now for Senna K. And that penalty to think about. He'd need 2 penalties in order for Senna K to still stand a chance at winning this thing, unless a mistake comes in that allows the AlphaTauri driver to take the lead and build it to 3 seconds. Coming up on 3 laps to go now. When he crosses the line, Sniper Hunter there in 8th. Tommy chasing Lemons for the 6th spot. And I dare say he might get him now too. Lemons seriously struggling. Will Tommy try and go for moving to this final chicane? He's closing. He's not going to go for it. Safe option. Cheese in third now. Still holding on to it. But they could both lose out to Irons, who could still get on the podium because they've both got 6 seconds. So it's these two's job now to try and just pull clear of a 6-second gap to the Irons machine. Lemons and Tommy still going at it here for P6. The rain has not let up for a moment. The track has dried, but the rain has not given up. And it's claimed a number of good cars here tonight as Fan heads to victory. But it's not over. Anything could still happen. And you've got to wonder what might have been for a number of drivers there. Imrie is still looking for his first career victory after 14 weeks in the TakeOver Racing League in terms of competition. Looking for that first win has eluded him so far, despite being up there in position to have it multiple times. This season could be his season. And we do things back to season number 5, where of course Lemons, after just 3 rounds, a quarter of the season gone, had just 6 points. And they all came from this round 1 season ago in Saudi Arabia, round 2 of season 5. As BT gets another penalty here, and that means his teammate almost is guaranteed to take away 4th place, the minimum. But I think that Cheese is just about safe here. 2 more laps to go. Iron's just not closing in enough. Lemons still holding off Tommy, but a good exit now from the Williams car. Down the main straight they come. Side by side towards the source once again. Tommy looking underneath. Side by side on the run towards Eau Rouge once again. Contact, just a little bit of contact. Lemons gets tapped again. Tommy's going to come back at him though if he can. He hasn't got enough from using the ERS. Seneca, another penalty for him there. Snipehound's making a change in front wing. If he was to spin now and choose to get that time back, it would be Cheese for 2nd place as it stands. In terms of the gap, it doesn't change anything for Seneca because those cars still 6 seconds behind him. But it means he can't take the win. He's got to stay in the game here and look to take home 2nd place. Still a very respectable result. Yellow flag, and that's Lemons who's got around there. The champ down to P7, and I dare say at the end of his endeavours this race. He will not be able to take the championship lead from Fan tonight. In fact, he'll only go and extend it, provided he can hold on for this 1 more lap of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. This is the Bell lap, final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. Seneca still in range to try and challenge should Fan make a mistake, but he knows there's no chance of him claiming that race victory unless Fan slips out the order massively on this last lap. It needs to be a huge mistake from Fan in order to pull this one off. But he's kept things calm and controlled as the rain has dried up. It's still pelting the circuit, albeit not as much as it was earlier on. Still see a tremendous amount of spray being kicked up from behind the back of that Ferrari. Found them through the 2nd sector for the last time. Keeping it under control. That very tight left-hander. Good exit from him as well. 1.3 seconds. His nearest competitor Just a dot in the rearview mirror. She's got one more sector to go to take a second win in 2 races. Senna K is closing in, but not by much. I've said it time and time again. At this point, I will not cease to say it. C110P fans' best victories are those that are achieved in chaos. As he comes to the last corner, chaos has definitely reigned here. He's weaved his way through it, through the rain, through the thunder, and Fan wins for the 2nd time this season here in Belgium. Senna K home in 2nd place. Smoke and Cheese, will come through to take away 3rd and the fastest lap with it too. Unless BT can change that over the line, he'll be P5 at the end of the day. Irons, after all that, will come home for 4th place. So BT in 5th. Tommy for the last couple of corners here. He'll take away 6th. Lemons in 7th. And Sniper Hunter will claim the final position on the racetrack. P8, only 8 points finishers in this one. And 7 of them will score points. Senna K will not get the 18 points considering he is reserve until he gets a full-time seat. So congratulations to all 3 of these brilliant drivers on their podium finishes. We'll have to try and talk to them in a few moments' time. Fantastic race all round, very chaotic. And I dare say Sniper Hunter Motion hit the fastest up at the end there if I saw that correctly. A very scrappy race. There it is, there's your Belgian Grand Prix. So there's your winner then, C110P fan, who takes his 2nd win in 2 races. And could this be the start of a championship charge that could take him all the way to the final round? Someone to try and challenge Lemons, who had a poor day today. Fan extends that championship lead by a sizable advantage considering no other car, 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th in the championship didn't actually finish any closer on the podium. Imrie, Jacob Mordy all out, Lemons down the order, and Cheese came home 3rd. So good points for him. So there's your final results then. Fan wins the race. Senna K in 2nd place on debut. Fantastic stuff. Cheese takes home 3rd place. Irons 4th. BT 5th. Good points for Haas. Tommy 6th. Lemon 7th in the end. Not what the champion would have wanted. Stab Hunter 8th. The last finisher. Imrie, Geekin, Jacob, Ben Breyer, Wardy, Ghost Snipes and Michael all failing to finish. So we have it then. There is your Grand Prix. I'll be able to see now if we can try and get these guys all in for post-race interviews, if possible. I thought it was a brilliant, brilliant race all round. Make sure to know your thoughts of it down in the chat. Alright, so we won't be able to get Senna K in, unfortunately. We'll be able to get Fan, though. Need to get Fan and hopefully we'll get Cheese as well. So bear with us a moment. We'll be able to get Fan in just a matter of moments. See if we can get Cheese in as well. Fan will join us shortly. So those who want to hear Fan's perspective of what was a crazy race. I'll tell you what, I do not feel much envy for the stewards after a race like that. A lot of chaos all the way down the order. And I dare say that there'll be some words dished out at all those incidents today. But a brilliant race regardless. And that'll only extend Fan's lead in the Drivers' Championship. He's on 50 points. And there he is. There is our race winner. Fan, you with us, mate?
Hello, mate.
Well, here we are again. Congratulations on winning 2 out of 2 races. That was a Celtic one, mate. Talk us through it.
Yeah, chaotic. I don't really know what happened, to be honest. I had an awful start. I was just being too cautious. I think I was probably down to 8th or 9th by the end of the first lap. After that, it was just about not doing anything silly and not getting involved in anything I didn't need to. Just try to keep my nose clean.
Fair enough. You got involved in quite an insane battle in the mid stage of the race. A number of cars there. Cheese, Senna was around your teammate Sniper Hunter. How was it navigating through that?
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun. It wasn't easy, and I was stuck with I gambled that it wasn't going to be wet in the race, so I was stuck with a dry setup on as well. So yeah, it was tricky, but it was fun. Everyone kept it clean in that battle, so yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was certainly enjoyable for me to watch, and I'm sure the majority of the viewers in the stream enjoyed it too, because we got quite a few viewers today. In terms of strategy,
was it all the people that
potentially?
Crashed
I mean, it's been all over the place. So appreciate the viewers for sticking around. It for those of you who have been here. In terms of strategy for the race day, because we saw a split in the field in terms of whether you stay on wet tyres or go on the inters. Do you reckon the sort of time you made the stop is what changed the race for you today?
Yeah, definitely. I think I probably, if the safety car had come out when I boxed, I would have waited a little bit longer. For the first sort of 2, 3, 4 laps, they probably weren't quicker than the wets. So that was a bit of a challenge. But then after that, they were comfortably quicker than the wets. So it was the right time to be on them.
All right, fair.
Especially with Lemons gambling on the full wets. So it paid off in the end.
Yeah, it didn't quite pay off for him in the end, yeah. All right, last question for you, of course, Miami next week. And I don't want to pile pressure on you, but I want to remind you again, you are the championship leader by quite a margin. Is this your time, mate? Is this the time we see C110P Fan win his own championship?
We'll see. We're 2 races in, so I'm not gonna count any chickens. I'm very aware that I've won as many races in the last 2 weeks in this league as I have done in 2 years
that is
before
true,
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not getting ahead of myself. That's for sure.
That's always the right mindset.
We saw last year what Lemons could do. I think this time last season I finished P2 in France and P1 in Saudi. So what's that? I've only got 7 more points now than I did this time last season, and Lemons ran away with it. So yeah, I'm not getting ahead of myself.
So that's fair enough. Good mindset to have for you there. Hopefully we can continue that into the season. And how's Miami's the circuit for you? We're looking at another good result at the very least?
We'll see. It's another one of those tracks where it's as much about staying out of trouble as it is being quick. I probably should have won there season 4, I think it was, but I had that win in the bag, and then awfully timed safety car foiled it. So anything can happen. Sadly, it's not just about pace.
Fair enough then. Well, we'll see how you get in next week. Congratulations on the victory and the championship lead, and perhaps we'll see you here back in a few weeks' time.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. See you later.
No worries.
Bye.
Well, that was your winner then. C110P fan now leading the championship by a dominant margin after 2 race victories in quick succession. Can he do it again next time out of Miami? Make sure to go find out. Make sure to subscribe here for more TakeOver Racing League action as the season progresses over Season 6. And make sure to go follow the Twitch as well. There'll be a link to that down in the description below. For those of you who want to check out any of the races in the future that I'm not covering. Hopefully Darryl will be back with us next week over on the Twitch. We'll be able to get back to action on there over the rest of the season. So until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching this one, and I shall see you at the next race. Good night, everyone.